wasn't there.
Oh, well then, how about I just tell you a little bit something about it then?
Okay, yeah.
So these are called the Basidiomycota. These are usually radially symmetrical, so that usually means that there's symmetry around the central axis. So if you look right here, they're all symmetrical. So this is the Amanita muscaria. So this is the most popular type of a mushroom that's usually found in the Mario Brothers and Alice in Wonderland. And then also, if you can see right here, this is the cap. And the only way that you can tell the difference between each mushroom is the gills. So the gills is underneath of the cap. Alright, so this is the basidia, and these are the spore-producing structures that are usually found along the gills. So the basidia is actually where this type gets its name from. So when you look closer at this basidia, there are typically 4 spores, and these spores sit on top of a sterigma.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so the basidia produces the discharge of the spores. It propels in the air from the sterigma. So now we're going to look back at the structure of the Amanita muscaria. So this cap is supported by the stipe, and there is a ring-like structure called the annulus right here, which is the remaining part of the partial veil. At the point of the stipe, there are mycelium threads, which are the vegetative part of the mushroom.
Speaking of the mycelial thread, unlike most fungi, Basidiomycota reproduce sexually. 2 different mating strings are required for the fusion of genetic material in the basidium, which is followed by meiosis-producing haploid by basiodiospores. And these are located in the gills of the mushroom. Right here. Here's a bigger version of it. The basiodiospores are created through meiosis. The basiodiospores are forcefully ejected and carried by the wind. The basiodiospores lands on the ground. Then mycelia grows from the spore to find a mate. When the 2 mycelia threads meet, they form a dikaryotic mycelium and grow into a new mushroom.
Okay, but how do they eat?
I'll tell you right now. A mushroom is a fleshy, spore-bearing fruit body of fungus. They typically form on the ground or directly on a food source. Mushrooms are fungi and are usually placed in a kingdom of their own, apart from plants and animals. They obtain their nutrition from metabolizing non-living organic matter, usually dead and decaying plant or animal matter, by absorbing soluble organic compounds. Fungi, remember that fungi are consumers. They have no ability to derive their own food and are dependent on finding what they need from other organisms. Basidiomycota help their plant partners obtain mineral nutrients from the soil, and in return they receive sugars that the plants produce through photosynthesis. Do you get it now?
Where do you even find these at?
They are found in virtually in all ecosystems. Also in freshwater and marine habitats. You can find them growing in grass. The mushrooms appear after rainfall are fruiting bodies of the fungus. They also grow out of dead or in decaying leaves.
Nice! I know what you're talking about. One example is plant rust. Another example is smut, which is found on crops like corn.
You mean this kind of rust?
No. Not that type of rust. This type of rust. Another example, similar to the mushroom shape that we're used to, is the Phallus imputicus. You see? This one's my favorite.
You finally got it!